back. So last we left, we had added these new data layers to the map. We had done that by first connecting to new folders on our catalog, the folders that store our data and the folders where we want our data to actually be, or where we're going to be storing the data that we're working on. And we had made this new geodatabase with a couple of features here. The other thing that I forgot to do is that we're going to need two more feature classes, and these are actually going to be shape files related to the creek. I'm going to put them in their own folder called creek here. And I'm going to make one new shape file that is going to be called HC Hot Creek points underscore my name. It's going to be a point shape file. The coordinate system is going to be projected in UTM NAD 1983 zone 11N. And the other folder, that file that I want in that creek thing, is my Hilton Creek Hot Creek shape file, right? So you notice that that just disappeared from my map. That is because ArcGIS sort of lost track of it, right? I had moved it in our catalog, and the reference that ArcGIS was using in my ArcMap document is now no longer valid, so it's gone. But I can bring it back over, and what do you know? There it is again, displaying just like nothing had ever happened before. So my previous video had some problems with the refresh rate. There were some black flashes going on the upper half of the screen for part of the video. I'm hoping I don't have to re-record that, and I'm trying to change a couple settings so that hopefully it doesn't happen in this video. But this is a learning experience for me as much as hopefully it is a learning experience for you. So what we're going to be doing in this lab exercise is mapping some faults. The best way to see these faults is in this HC color orthoquad mosaic file. We can see a lot of them branching out into the caldera, like cutting right down through the airport here. This is probably the nicest one. It's in its most beautiful state. Right up here past this sort of landfill dump looking thing, you can see this really nice scarp. This color orthoquad mosaic that I'm looking at right now has a cell size or a grid size of 1 by 1 meter. Each pixel corresponds to about a meter. That's why we can see all these little shrubs and things. We can see that by going to the properties of the mosaic, looking in the source tab and seeing that the cell size is 1 by 1, and if we scroll down in here, that the linear unit is actually meters. Consequence of that is that this is a very big file. So most of the time when we're doing this, we want to have, unless we're actively mapping these faults, let's just leave that guy off, and we can work on this larger DEM, which if we go again to the properties, we will see now has a cell size of 10 by 10, and the units again are meters. So that's a lot less data. Let's get ourselves sort of centered here. Remember, you can use this zoom to layer as a quick trick. So the DEM isn't a wonderful thing to look at. We'd much rather make a hillshade. We had done that in in weeks past through the use of the Arc toolbox, which I'm loading up here. It looks like it's up there now. I'm going to go ahead and dock it on the side. And we went to 3D Analyst, Raster Surface, Hillshade, and we found ourselves the way to create a hillshade. Very nice. Instead, now let's go to this search toolbar, because this is a new thing for Arc 10 that I think is very handy. We can go to the Tools tab, and now we have that same Arc toolbox, but in a little bit handier, easier to use form. So I'm just going to type in hillshade. Look at that. There is my hillshade tool again. 3D Analyst hillshade and Spatial Analyst hillshade do the same thing. If you want to read more about what a particular toolbox does, you can click this little linked text here, and it'll give you a nice description of why you would want to use this, what it does actually mathematically, what each little input means, and then the actual script language that it's going to use here. I don't want to know more about that, so I'm going to just select the top part, which is the tool. We see that I have a script error. I'm going to just click yes and say that we're going to stop running that script. I'm going to cancel and hope that this works again. Let's try lesson in dealing with things. So because we've just had 2 errors, I think it's a great time to talk about saving your map. So I'm going to go up to File, Save As. Always make sure that you save your map in a useful folder, right? We've been working in that Y drive, which for you guys is its own hard drive. For me, right now, I have it stored in my documents, and I just cleverly named it Y drive, I guess, to try to be cute. This is going to be Lab 2 Painstaking Demonstration. Alright, let's go back again to search. Maybe the script thing that it's not liking is the 3D analyst. Let's try the spatial analyst. Let's see if it gives us any better results. No, it doesn't. Alright, I'm going to try to get it in the toolbox way. So I will go to Hillshade in Toolbox, cross my fingers, and again we have a problem. This error probably won't come up for you guys. It looks like it's pissed because there is virus protection software on this computer and it's not letting it run this add-on. I'm going to let it go ahead and run that, which is, I think, it just trying to access Esri to tell Esri that we're trying to use this folder, and no, it is still pissed. So let's stop recording for this session and come back in just a